So let me do this. Let me just do the short intro, right? And welcome everybody to the Jeet Kune Do Dialogues episode number 174. This is a first in the years that we've been doing the dialogues. This is our tribute and memorial call for somebody who is still very special to everybody that you see here on screen, the late Dan Timlin. So Tammy, while I send a message to the group, I love Jeet Kune Do, why don't you start intros and then we go around the screen and everybody introduce themselves.
Okay, you got it.
All right. And okay. I'll be right back with you guys.
All right. Okay, well, I am Tammy Timlin. I am Dan's wife. Dan and I met years ago. We met in 1977 and we've been together ever since. And the people on the screen here have been with Dan for many, many years as well. So I believe Neil or Chris, when did you start with us again?
I started, I believe, 1990.
Okay, so Neil and Helana, you guys are next. You guys would be the next one chronologically.
Okay. So we met Mr. and Mrs. Timlin in 1983 at the California Martial Art Academy seminars. We all took sessions with Sifa Dan Inasanto, and we've become fast friends ever since. Colleagues and school owners together all those years, talking and sharing since '82.
Yeah, a lot of years.
And
okay.
Fast friends.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great friendship when we all met right from the beginning.
Yeah, super.
Yeah. And then Steve Williams came into our life in 1984.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see me?
So Steve's the old man.
Yes, Neil, I even got beat up by you during my time.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, not for something you do on purpose, no. Oh, good though. Yeah, that my first love of martial arts really, truly came here at the academy when I met Tammy and Dan. They inspired me to even to stay as long as I did. And that's almost 37 years.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
What?
Young fellow did a lot for me.
For all of us.
Yes.
And then Chris Dobyns, you would be next, sir, and then
Yes.
Dr. Rickey Caldwell will be after you.
Okay. Yeah, I started training. I started training with Mr. and Mrs. Timlin when I was about 6 years old. And it was about 1990 at the time. And yeah, I developed a passion for the martial arts training that they did in their studio very early on. I ended up earning my black belt, junior black belt, when I was about 12, and started teaching and learning the instructing side of martial arts training when I was about 16, and just kept going from there. It's been quite a journey. I've learned a lot from Mr. and Mrs. Timlin.
Awesome.
And my name is Rickey Caldwell. I started training with Mrs. Timlin and Mr. Timlin in 2001. At the time, I just graduated from college, moved 60 miles away, and I loved it so much I would drive 60 miles every day to go to class, and took all the classes I could for the belt ranks that I was at. And so it reignited a lifelong love for the martial arts for me.
Can I ask these three gentlemen, Tammy, in one word, can you tell us why you stuck around for so long in one word?
I would say love.
My word.
Okay.
Brotherhood.
Nice. That's only two. That's only two people.
Yeah. Initially, for me, it was going to be love, but Mr. Dobyns took that.
I
Oh, he
stole
took
it.
it.
But what I would say is it was a familial atmosphere, right? It was like family, and that it was that agape and fatherly love, but care. So I guess family is the way to say all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh, Michelle's here. So
Yeah.
let's,
She just texted me.
yeah, sorry. My apologies to her. I didn't see her there. Okay, so now I have to put in, well, let her do her intro and then we'll go again,
Okay.
right?
We have one more.
Helena.
Ah, there
And
she
I think,
is.
but Michelle is earlier than Helena.
Right.
That's okay.
What?
Going in chronological order.
Well, almost.
Yeah.
Oh,
Michelle, late.
I'm sorry, Helena. I was looking at other stuff and I missed you. I'm sorry.
Sure.
You'll
Okay,
pay
so-
for that, don't worry.
I know. Okay, so who goes next in introductions?
It's Michelle.
Michelle.
Okay.
Do I do it or do you do it?
No, you do it.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna tell people like when you started training and how long you were there, that kind of thing.
Okay. I started training in 1983 in April, and I was 12 years old, and I was there 20 hours a week all the way through till I went to college. And then when I was in college, I was there in summers and weekends and spring break, and so I was still pretty active until I got married and started working nights. And that kind of did me in a little bit with my schedule. I did come back with my kids for a short period of time. Mr. Williams taught them over in the South Lansing school. And what else did you want to know? Was that it?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, there's Michelle.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, there she
I
is.
missed that.
Outstanding
Wow.
picture.
And Mr. Williams is in there too.
Yep, there he is.
Yep, yep.
I want that picture.
It's on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a super, super shot.
So
Yeah, I like it.
Great.
yeah, like I said, I've been working on this for all day pretty much. But like I said, it's tough to get them in chronological order. So everybody can see that. You can see that, okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I might
Yeah.
just I might just do it this way instead of oh man, it's tough to get them all in order. Okay, but here's one that I wanted everybody.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, we gotta do this one.
that's a great picture.
We gotta do
Is
this
that
one.
at this? Where is that picture taken to?
That's Dan and I in my mom and dad's house.
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah,
was
weird.
Whoa,
yeah.
Mountain Man
You
Dan.
guys look like you're like
I love
20.
Well, so Tammy, this is what I realized. You and Dan have been together since the Garden of Eden, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's a great picture.
I
Super
mean,
picture.
right?
Oh,
Yeah, because I saw that one. I mean, there are many more like that. But like I said, I wasn't able to get them all in order. But here's another good
Oh
one.
my.
This is a
Whoa.
cute
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a cute one.
yeah.
That's an awesome picture.
Very
Yeah.
great picture.
Yeah.
So Neil, now I'm redeemed, huh?
Yeah, you are.
All right.
An
So
old man there now.
was this many? This
Family.
here's what I figured. This was part of
Oh.
we're gonna get back to all of these. I'm sorry I have to do it this way.
That's
Oh,
fine.
by the way, Neil, that could be you.
Yes,
Right?
but he's driving a Firebird and I drove a Camaro.
Oh, okay.
Did not your car, when I met you, have that same bird on it?
No, I didn't have a bird.
Ah.
Oh,
The bird.
Well, hey, so this
those
is,
are the days.
yeah, Tammy, this is what I learned about Neil and Dan. They are brothers from another mother, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Right?
Yeah.
The cars, the guitar,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Look.
I didn't know that, right? The look. So then, Neil, let me ask you something. Is this you? Wait, is that you?
Yeah, that's Neil.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
Neil
you.
and Dan. That's what
I'm coughing. That was us at the
Nature
the
trail.
nature trails. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Right? Because I saw it and I go, man, I wonder if that's Neil.
it is.
Yeah, that's the old days, boy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's hilarious. Okay. All right. So Tammy, now let's do the retrospective. Yeah, let's do these. Tell us about these pictures.
Those are pictures when Dan was, he must have been 4 or 5 there. And when he was real, I didn't know him then, but those were some pictures I got out of his photo album that his mom had put together for him. And that's his brother with him. He just had one brother.
Okay. Is this Michigan?
It is.
He's Michigan born. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Ah.
Yep. This is the first house that they lived in over near, I think this is called Indiana Street. And then they moved to Ridgefield, is where his parents stayed until their passing.
Is he the oldest?
He's the youngest.
Oh, he's the baby.
He's the
Okay.
baby. Yeah, that's his brother, the older
Okay.
one. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's his dad.
Oh, wow.
Dan was always a little, you could always see his personality in his face.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's
Very
adorable.
Great
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
Funny.
Okay. Now I don't know who the cameraman was for this.
I don't either. That,
Right?
I know I think one of his friends took that.
Okay.
He was kind of a wild man, I guess you'd say.
The
But
beginnings of the Michigan Mauler.
yeah, him and his friend used to lift weights in the basement, and they would start throwing barbells with weights on them back and forth at each other, and they were crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were strong. They were really strong.
Neil, I wanted to pair this one with one of you that I found. You're leaning over Kevin, and it's in your powerlifting
Oh,
days
yeah.
Powerlifting
with the
days, yeah.
19-inch arms.
Almost, yeah.
Right?
18 3/4.
Oh my gosh. So I saw that and I'm like, these two definitely were brothers. There is no two ways about it.
Yeah.
There was a
Right?
time.
Yeah, man. Okay. What's going on here?
This
The
was,
band.
yeah, this was the band uniform from Sexton High School, where Dan and I went to school. He was 2 years ahead of me. That's his
Okay.
mom.
Is that where you met, Tim?
We actually met through a friend of mine. She was dating a friend of his. That's how we met.
Oh.
At her house, she was having a party, and it was Labor Day before we went back to school, and she invited myself and some of our friends, our girlfriends over, and that's how we met. Was at her house right before he had just graduated, and I was just going into my junior year. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the band at Sexton was really an extraordinary band. There was 200 members. It was a really, really awesome band. They went all over. They went to Hawaii. They went everywhere.
Wow.
They were a really good band.
Okay.
That's Dan playing one of his guitars when he was. That picture was I think right before I met him. That's it. That's at his house on Ridgefield. Yeah.
Did he ever play in that kind of band?
Yes, he did.
Oh, he was an amazing guitarist.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Self-taught, amazing guitarist.
He was. He was actually a drummer in the Sexton band.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Oh, I messed up. I had a picture of that, but I didn't get that uploaded in time of him
that's
on the
okay.
drums. Yeah.
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 Huh.
He actually, started, him and his brother were very musically inclined. He actually did a talent show with his brother and his friend. He was 10 years old and he was the drummer in the band. And they went to Otto Junior High and did a talent show. And I actually have an audio tape of that. It's pretty amazing.
Neil, did you and Timlin have similar taste in music? Was he like a
Oh yeah, he was a
He was a-
classic rocker, just like me. Absolutely.
Led Zeppelin, whatever it is that you guys listen
A Led
to?
Zeppelin, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. What do they call fans of Led Zeppelin? Like Zepperheads or something?
And
Aw.
Okay.
That was at my parents' kitchen.
that's what I remember him like.
Yeah.
Always.
Mm.
Yeah, I think he was really tired there. That's when he was working at Fisher Body, General Motors.
Right, he was working. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when it's interesting because I remember in '83 when we met, and hit it off, just hit it off. And Dan was telling me that he was, teaching and he had a school and, he was integrating the training that he had already had from Minnesota. And I remember him telling me about Steve and the guys that were later on that were training to go in the ring. He was already teaching guys to go in the ring and fight. I remember you guys used to have fights. Am I correct, Steve?
Yeah. Good speed, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I hadn't even opened my school at that time yet. I was just training for myself. And, Dan was like already at that time just so way ahead of so many of the other followers of the Inasana group, because prior to that time, let's say the early 80s, it was all backyard. Remember, Dwight? It was the backyard group.
Yeah.
And then he slowly opened the door to allow people to come in and experience, what he was teaching both in the Filipino martial arts and a little bit of the Junfa Jeet Kune Do. And I think I remember talking to Dan on that week, and we both had the same idea. We wanted to get with him and train with whatever he was teaching so that eventually we might be able to get some instruction in Bruce Lee's arts. And after a point, it didn't matter anymore. We just fell in love with training, and he inspired me. I opened the school at the end of '83, beginning of actually '84. After I asked Guru if I could, just do a little workshop for guys, and Dan gave me so much information about what I needed to do just to open a club, just to keep it somewhat. I don't want to say formatted, but a progression.
Yeah.
That, how to bring someone into the school and what to teach them and how to set up the program. And he was just so way ahead in that, in that end of the spectrum compared to so many else. And then I remember with Tammy, Dan and I going through stuff like with educational funding and all those guys, that you guys had already been doing research and trying to put together something for, we'll say the Inasano students who had no clue at that time.
Right.
That's why I say Dan was always way ahead of his time in that respect.
Tammy, can we backtrack on what Neil's been talking about here?
Sure.
Because you said that, so Neil and I went out to LA. He went out in '82. I went out in '83. But Dan had gone out before that
Yes.
Yeah.
to Los Angeles itself.
Yes. Mm-hmm. There was a Dan Inosano and Richard Bastilio put together a little weekend seminar on the Junfan Jeet Kune Do and Kali. That was the first one that they had brought out to the public.
Right.
And Dan had saw it advertised in, I think it was Black Belt magazine. And he said, I'm going. There's no way I'm not going. So he figured out a way to go. Because his growing up, he was enthralled with Bruce Lee from the time he saw Green Hornet and all the early stuff, you know.
Right.
And
Mhm.
yeah, and he was always enthralled with martial arts, and he was just continually from his whole life, and it's just a big part of it. I mean, he wanted to do. He told me that when he was working for Fisher Body, this is after he got out of high school. He went to college for a while, then he worked at Fisher Body. My dad actually got him a job there, and he said, I can't do this. This is brain numbing. I've got to do something else.
Hold that picture for a second.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Cam,
Yes.
talk about his first karate training.
Yeah.
He actually started his dad actually started teaching him boxing. His dad was a boxer in the Navy. And so he taught him a lot of boxing, and he actually ordered a book on it was a Jiu-Jitsu. I can't remember the name of it. It's in the book that I'm writing.
I bet you it was Bruce Tegner's.
No, it was something earlier than that, actually.
Oh my God.
Why?
And, I think he was 7 when he ordered. It was advertised on the back of a comic book, and his dad let him order it, and then he started throwing his brother around the basement and everything, and and then he started training in the Okinawan Shorin-ryu.
That's it.
That's it right there. That's the picture right there.
Yeah, that's in the Shorin-ryu school.
Yeah, he was coming up for a karate tournament.
Okay. And there's the skinny jeans
Yeah.
shot.
That's him on the beach in Florida. They had taken a vacation to Florida, and he was always training everywhere he went.
Wow.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so now I gotta backtrack through some stuff. But this one, I did put it in.
Oh.
Wait, that one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right?
Dan.
That's the Sexton band where he played drums. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
It's not that. This must have been one of the first ones that he took with Inosano, huh?
That was in Aspen, Colorado in '81.
Right.
Yep. And that's when he was training with Dan. Yeah, he flew from.
That was his second seminar.
Yeah, he flew from the one in Los Angeles, the first one that Richard and Dan did in Osama,
Right.
and then he flew to Aspen, and this was that year.
Ah, so Neil, he literally was way ahead of us.
Yes, he had been training 2 years before I began, and 3
Right.
for you.
Yeah.
And but not only was he ahead of us in the training, he was ahead of us in the business. He was ahead of us in opening a program. And
Right.
You know-
Now, so Tammy, where did that idea come from? To open up, and not just open up, but open up and be professional from day one.
Dan always told me that he wanted to have a martial arts school. He said he didn't want to do anything but martial arts. And so he decided, literally one day, he said, I'm quitting Fisher Body and I'm opening up a school, because he was training some guys in the backyard and at parks and stuff like that. He had a small group, and they constantly wanted to train. So he quit his job and he opened a school, and he said that he was going to do it the right way. He was going to make sure that it was a professional school, because he didn't want it to be like there was a school that he went to, which after in his Okinawan days, it was a very old, stinky, smelly gym. And he was like, you know, I want to open this up to everybody. I want everybody to learn and understand what Jeet Kune Do is like and what it's about. And that was his way of doing it, was trying to be very professional and be able to open it to children as well as teens and adults. And
Yeah.
That was the first school.
And what year was that he opened up?
We actually had a small, one of his friends had a something at this place called the Nautilus Olympic Center. It was a weightlifting gym, and he had other things in there. And Dan rented this little room on the side of the gym, and that was in 1980, I think is when he started the part-time one there. But then after he started training with Inosano, we moved to Beach Street. Beach Street was 82, and that school actually was kind of a it's funny because his original instructor actually was teaching at that place. It was like an old garage, which you might have a picture of it in here. And he actually went back to that place and opened up a school there. And then we moved over to Logan Street, which is MLK now, the south end. And then that's when Steve came in, was in 84. And that's this school right here that you see. That was in 84.
All right.
You forgot about the one on Pennsylvania Avenue, that little room, or was that the Nautilus? That was before Beach Street.
Right. That's what I just said. Yep.
Was that the Nautilus one?
Nautilus Olympic Center. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep. And then we went to Beach Street, then to Logan. And then in 1982, we opened up a second location in Okemos. And then in 1999, Steve started running the Lansing School. He bought the Lansing School.
Right. But in the early 80s,
yes.
Did EFC and those guys exist?
They did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
We used to do our billing with a damn typewriter. And it got so, we started growing so much that, and I was still in college at the time in the early years. And I said, Dan, we got to get somebody to do this because this is really, starting to get out of control. So we, Dan Inosano actually said, you should talk to Don Guerin because he is using educational funding company.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, so Dan was talking with Don Guerin, and that's some more business development there too.
Right. Would you say that business aspect is a major part of the legacy that he's left us?
I think so. Yes, I think that, and the fact that Dan Timlin and Fred Degerberg were the two people that actually started having seminars with Dan Inosano and spreading the art of the Jeet Kune Do and the Kali. And Dan was an innovator. My Dan was an innovator, and everybody here in Michigan has their lineage through him. I mean, that's
right.
Yeah.
So many instructors in Michigan now.
Yeah, and people travel. He used to do private lessons when we were in 1984. A lot of people used to travel. We had people coming up from Toledo, Indiana, Kitchener, Ontario, so surrounding states. People were driving to come and train.
I know a guy in 1985 who flew up from Barbados for one of your seminars.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle, what's going on here?
That's me at age 16. And I don't remember it being taken, but Tammy gave me a copy of that photo. So it was the school. So I think people were just snapping pictures probably.
What year was that, Michelle? That was after I met you from the camp?
No, when my hair, well, let's see, when my hair was short, that was 87. So that was that year, the first camp. I don't know if it was before or after, but it was that year, sometime in that year. That's the first time
That's what I remember you as.
That's, you're talking the mid-Michigan camp, right?
Yes, the kid
Yeah.
with the
Okay,
first big
right.
adventure.
Yes, that was
Was that the
awesome.
1987 one? The first
Yeah.
camp?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can always tell because in 87, my hair was short and 88, my hair was long. So that's how I know which one was which.
Okay.
Yeah, those camps were really, remember back then there was no internet. So everything was done through hard mail, phone calls.
Oh, advertising.
Yeah,
Right.
advertising through the magazine. And the first camp that we had was, international. I mean, we had people coming over from, Europe and a lot of different places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Barbados.
Well, no. In '87, I had moved to I had been in
Florida.
Miami for
Yeah,
a
he was in
year.
Florida.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. But
Bye,
okay.
Barbados.
Oh hush. So I saw this other one, and I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's Steve. And
is that Steve?
Yeah, with hair, yeah.
That was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Seems that way.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's a wonderful time. It's like we're training and getting ready for our just after black belt. We're working on our degrees, and I think he just about killed us and says, "Okay, now let's take pictures." Okay, so everything was hurting. So all we can do is see.
I have to say, the one thing that really needs to be mentioned more, I think, is Dan's delivery of all the workshops and seminars he did with all these top-ranked martial artists, through the 80s and all, what, till 2000?
Yeah. We I think the last one we did, I think, was 2004, 2006.
Yeah, and he helped promote so many of the martial artists that are now, we'll call them the legends. But when they first started, he had a burning desire to bring people not only to Michigan, but to bring them out to the public and offer it to everyone that they can come and train with them. There was no format like that, before. I remember that I know of from these guys in the early 80s. Before that, everybody was so closed door. And when Dan finally got it involved and trained under Inosanto and met all these, these pretty outstanding martial artists, he actually decided that was going to be a calling as part of his program to always offer 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 seminars a year. And when he did the first camp, I remember we had a big turnout. There was so many people. I remember, everybody was there from, Rick Fay and Eric
Nelson.
Paulson. And I mean, everybody was there. Salem was there, the different instructors they brought out, the Pendecker, Larry Hartzell, training with all, Inosanto and Salem.
Burt
It was
Richardson.
just eye-opening.
Yeah.
And he deserves a lot of credit and recognition for the time, effort, and money that he put into all of those workshops, and really brought out. Look, Dave Hatch in the background also started with Mr. Timlin. The history is long and well worth discussing.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Neil. Absolutely. It is.
I remember that.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Salem has to see that one.
Yeah, that's outside the Lansing School with Salem and Dan Inosanto and Larry Hartzell. Yeah. That was after the camp because that's the van we took.
Ah,
Yeah.
Master Woods, you're gonna have to send me a copy of that in email.
okay. Well, I mean, you guys, Michelle, you and Neil, just make a note of what you want me to send, and get back to me, and I'll take care of it.
Again, on one of the workshops, early pictures, I remember for the promotions and the flyers and the advertising. I mean, it was such a great time too, because it was so fresh.
Yeah.
So new to so many people. And
Yeah.
those who were involved just loved, going there. I remember the first one I attended was right after 83, when you had it at the Michigan State University in the Student Union building. It was a fabulous workshop with it. Guru. Just tremendous. If it wasn't for Mr. Timlin, none of that would have been out.
Yep, Dan always had that desire. You're right. He always wanted to make sure that he could bring up the arts and just do it the right way and share it with everyone.
Okay.
And he held himself to a very high standard of teaching it as well, which was also an excellent.
He did. Yes.
An excellent work ethic for himself.
All right. Can we switch gears for a second?
Sure.
Okay. Can you see this one?
Yes.
Can we? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What's up with the hat?
that was my senior prom. The hats were in back then.
Oh boy.
So he had the hat. He always looked good in hats.
Very stylish.
Yep, he actually took the night off work to take me to my senior prom. Yeah.
And he was color coordinated to his car. It was working. It was working.
Clearly, there was some planning being done.
Yeah.
This I love this one.
That's a great picture.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's a great picture.
That's one of my senior pictures.
Wow.
Wow, he's right.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at his face.
I know he looks like a baby.
Look at her face.
Right?
She was a baby.
Oh my God. All right. This one, because of this, so this, Neil, this was the other like power lifter thing, right?
Yeah.
Look at the gams on that guy.
He could kick. There's no
Right?
doubt.
Yeah.
Those early days, boy, he was tough.
Okay. So
Still
that,
tough. It was tough all the way through.
Tammy, was this car a gift or something?
This was a stereo that I bought for him for his birthday, and I got installed in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's his cousin who lives in California. He actually this is the year that he went out and trained that first seminar with Dan Timlin and Richard Bastilio.
Okay.
He stayed with his cousin for a couple days before he flew to Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he worked for a Brinks company for not for too long, but that's what this uniform is. And of course,
That's some mashup of style right there.
Right?
Denim jeans, collie vest, and guitar.
Yeah.
Right.
That was him. He played in a band with his brother for a few years. And I gotta tell you, he is a showman. Girls used to put their phone numbers up on the stage and everything, and when he was playing.
Wow. And he gave that life up?
Yeah, because Tammy would have killed him.
Right?
She's a force to be reckoned with herself over there. Kid died.
It would have been a short career.
Right. So this is not the same car from the earlier picture, is it?
No.
No.
Right?
Dan had several different Trans Ams. This was his the GTA Trans Am that he bought, and it had the special little honeycomb wheels on it. It was
Okay.
a special edition. He loved Trans Ams.
So Neil, is that the same as yours?
Well, I had a Camaro similar in that
Okay.
year. That was my last Camaro, actually.
I can't
Was
keep
from-
up. I can't keep up
was
with you
from
Northeasterners.
that era.
All right. Okay.
Oh, this was at Neil and Helena's wedding outside of
That's-
the reception.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Oh, I don't know. Years.
She's behind you with a knife. You know.
Well, see, I can kind of calculate it, right?
Okay, this is Neil's wedding
Right.
with you and he. So I think this was before the reception.
Yeah.
In
So this
the-
it has to be 97 or 98 or
Yeah, something like that. Unfortunately, my wife had to go teach my class, so
Oh.
she excused herself and just wanted to wish everyone well before she left. But you guys were in discussion; she had to leave, so excuse her absence, please.
Okay.
Now this is Dwight. That's you,
Yep.
Jeff Amata, and Dan Timlin. Samuel.
Yep. Neil, do you know where this is?
Is this the wedding? Cass's
Cass's wedding.
wedding.
It's Cass's wedding. Yeah.
Yes. But now there's a funny story about that wedding. Not necessarily so much for Dan, but for Dan Inosanto. That earlier that day when they were at the church, myself and Sifu Inosanto were standing outside on the stairs of the church. It was a beautiful church, and the Pendeker comes up the stairs. I'd never met him before, and he goes over to Guru and he's talking, and it came about that he's going to demonstrate with Cass at the wedding. They're going to do live blade and stuff.
Yep.
So the Pendeker looks at Dan, he goes like this, he takes his ring off and he hands it to Guru in a song, and he says, Dan, as long as you're wearing this ring, you will not be cut at that demonstration this evening. Everything will go fine, don't worry. I'm standing there, I'm hearing this whole thing. And, okay, they finish the church and we all go to the reception, and then Eleanor starts playing the kamagong, and they come out to demonstrate, and they clang live blade, and on the first match, the ring flies off his finger into the audience. After the demonstration, had all the apprentices on the floor looking for the ring. Back to Pendeker. I'll never forget. That was a crazy night. And they had great demonstrations
Yeah.
at Cass's wedding.
Yes, they
But
were.
that was priceless.
That was.
Tammy, what was his reasoning behind becoming a disciple of Dan Inosanto?
Well, he knew that Dan Inosanto was like the Bruce Lee's protege, and he was the one who could teach him the most about the Junfan Jeet Kune Do. So his goal was to continue training with Dan Inosanto and to help Dan promote the Junfan and the Kali. That, I mean, that was a really big goal of his, is to help him do that. And he really, he and Dan Inosanto really became very good friends. And Dan took really good care of Dan when he was here in Michigan. I know Paula used to say he loved coming here because Dan took good care of him and was just always, Dan always wanted to do everything like tip top the best. Like he never wanted anything to be
No shortcuts.
excellent. Right, no shortcuts whatsoever. And he would stay up nights and not sleep, and he would do everything just to make everything right the way he wanted it. And that's why I have so many notes I'm going through right now. Oh my gosh, Neil, that's your school in Florida.
That was the first school in Florida, yeah.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
before, I think, the workshop. I think you guys just came down. You came to visit, or did you come you came to visit?
I think we just came to visit.
Yeah. And I was still putting it together, I think, at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. In my putting stuff together, Tammy, so I named all these photographs so that I would be able to find them. So I named this one Black Belt Club,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Is that accurate?
Actually, this is our group of instructors
Okay.
that we had from our Okima school and our Lansing school.
Okay.
And some group they were too. Good guys
Yeah.
and girls.
Yeah. Chris, that's you right there.
Yeah, a very young version of me.
Right. Right, yeah. He's been silent for so long. I was hoping we would find something of him, you know?
Yeah, that's me. I'm probably 20, I think, 18, 20, something like that in that photo.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many years ago was this?
Gosh, well, I like to think I've been celebrating my 25th birthday for about 13 years now, so it's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one would have been
Bill?
around 2000, 2001.
You're right. That's
That
right.
was
Ricky.
there, right.
Yeah. So there's Neil and Steve and Dan right there. That was a seminar, Neil, that you I think you and Helena came up and did. It was a Thai boxing seminar, I think.
We did Muay Thai. Yeah, that's right. We did Muay Thai once. That's right.
Yeah. Yes.
We put down the basics.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a fun one too.
That's when Cass and Eleanor came up and did a CLAT seminar.
Yeah, that was Dan really enjoyed that workshop because I remember him talking to me about it afterwards, and he really thought Cass did a great job at that workshop, and he was really happy about how it turned out, and enjoyed training.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Rick and I were both at that workshop.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I remember being tied in many knots. I was the fall guy, I think. And I
Oh,
think
gee.
Rick actually really enjoyed that at the time. We were co-teaching at the academy, and there was a little student rivalry between the two of us, and I think he really enjoyed watching me get slapped around.
Hey, somebody's got to be Oogie, you know. That's just the way it is.
Better him, right?
Right?
Yeah. That was all Rick was saying. Thank God that ain't me.
That's my Dan came up to take me to lunch one day at high school. That's what that is. That was my senior year. Yeah. That's in the hallway. Oh.
I had to put this one in.
That was in Gun Lake. We went up there
There's
for
some kind of grappling going on there.
No, wait, let me see if I think I can get to it in a few clicks. No, this is the grappling one. Check this out. No, wait, a few more clicks. That one.
Yeah, look at the smile on his face.
Just that picture.
A smile that tells you he knows he's getting away with something.
It's kind of funny when a man dedicates his entire life to martial arts and you see it in pictures and you see them so out of context from different times, you know, and yet, you know, you have stuff like this and you have stuff like him, you know, with the guitar and so on. But he really devoted his whole life to it.
Yeah, but the look on that face, that is way too much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's having some fun there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah. And that's another smile.
I was having fun.
Oh,
I was. That's what they told me.
Funny.
Oh.
Miss the man.
okay.
Yeah, this was a black belt test. Yeah, Chris, you're in this one too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, right next to Adam Raymer, the tall gentleman on my left. He was a training partner of mine for several years and definitely put me through my paces a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a hard test. You can tell by everyone's hair the disheveled nature that it's in.
Yeah.
When is there ever an easy one? Let me know.
Good
Yeah.
point.
Okay, so now Tammy, what's the difference then between that one and these two? This one?
This was a seminar.
Okay,
Neil-
I named this one
This is the one I think where. is this the
Kali
first time I brought
Workshop. That's what I call this one.
Okay.
Is it the first time I brought Helena up?
I think it is. I think we
Is that when Helena met you guys?
I don't remember. I'm not sure. That would have been like 93. No, that would have been 90.
No, this picture here, I think this is mid to late 2000s,
Yeah, you're right. because the
2008,
mats-
2009.
Yeah, the mats are here, the red and blue mat. So yeah,
Okay.
that's in the early 2000s, Neil.
But this is the special team of role models.
These were some junior black belts.
Ah, okay.
And then I believe, yeah, these were mostly junior black belts, and there's a couple of adults that tested too.
More
That's-
fun.
Dan's demonstrating, that's Jeremy Fowler. Yeah. And Chris, you're in the background there, Chris.
Yeah. And you can see me in the mirror on the
Yeah.
left side there.
Oh, okay.
And Ricky, I think that's you too, right?
That's them there,
yes,
right?
ma'am, in the middle, yep.
Yeah.
Sure, get your face in all those good pictures.
Yeah, this was taken, I believe this one was up at Ludington, Michigan, when we were by the Lake Michigan.
Okay, now this is the most classic one.
Oh, yeah.
It is, that's great.
That was LA.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Neil, look at you.
Huh? Huh?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, that was an interesting day.
Okay, so this one was titled Junior Black Belt.
Yes.
Right.
This little guy, Aryan Patel, he is a junior black belt, and he started training when he was like 3.5. And this kid is so sharp. He's still training with me.
Awesome.
Mm.
He's 10 now.
Mm.
And
Tammy's very pleased, you can tell in that picture.
yeah,
Dan too.
yep. Yeah, he's is one of those kids, you know?
Yeah, he's a sharp guy.
Yeah, he is. Oh, that's I love this one.
Wait, sorry.
This that was taken at Lake Michigan, I believe, or maybe it was it California? I don't remember. I think it was Lake Michigan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a black belt test, juniors and adults. That was the end of the exam.
And,
Graduation, I should say.
right. Okay.
Oh, this is Dan's first like formal karate class. That was at Otto Junior High.
Okay. Well, I can't find him because everybody in there looks like a hippie.
He is the
Bottom right.
look, yeah, bottom right. At the very
Here?
end. Yep, that's him.
That's him.
Oh,
Yep,
man.
yep. He it's funny. He used to do little things like one thing he did, he told me the story that one day he wanted to get like a private lesson from his instructor. So he sat at the top of the stairs and told all the students that there wasn't class that day. So they all left.
Learned that from Bruce.
That's a Bruce Lee story.
He did,
Yeah.
yes.
Learned that from Bruce.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, he loved Bruce Lee, and he would. I've got video of him doing side kicks like one after another, left, right, left, right. I've got that. I just transferred it to digital. I'm going to put that up on our channel, our YouTube channel when I open it up.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. I mean, he trained a lot like Bruce Lee. Like everything Bruce Lee did, he tried to do.
It seemed to me that he had a special relationship with Salem as well, huh?
He did, yes. He really liked Slim. He really loved him.
He was the first one to bring Salem out to the public
Yes,
at the workshop, at the camp.
yes.
Ah,
Mhm.
okay,
Salem could hardly speak English that anyone could understand,
right,
and he demoed on Sifu Hinasano
Yes,
right.
yeah.
because Dan could understand it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Neil, can you remember the first thing that you learned from him about running school?
Yeah. The one thing he sent home to me was that I need to have a logo and a uniform so people know it's you. Then he said, you also have to write a curriculum and it has to be written. It has to be on paper. Those are the first two things he told me, because he says, you know, we were all teaching seminar style and
Right,
wearing everybody's t-shirt, and it was free for all.
right,
And he said, to be a professional school, you can't teach like that. You can get people come in and out, but it'll be a club. And after that, he went, you know, if you don't have your own logo and uniforms specific to the school, one, you can't make any, because all you're going to get is what, $50, $60 a month from your students to work with you that way. He says, you put a uniform on, you put a curriculum down, and you can double your money, and it becomes a professional school, and it looks uniform. And the work and the teaching, you know, becomes more consistent. And then I spoke to Cass, believe it or not, after that, because Cass gave me the formula of how to change from seminar style teaching to the individual arts and teaching.
yeah,
And he helped me work out my curriculum. Without a doubt, I have to give Cass kudos on that. But if it wasn't for Dan, I would never have researched into these things. I would never have, you know, had a concept of what was missing, you know. And then when I spoke to you, Dwight, you had zero training in how to run a school, but you had one open anyway.
Yep.
You remember a little, it was in the warehouse area or something?
yep,
In the storage.
yep. And my first step towards professionalizing, when you and I, do you remember he sat us down
Yeah.
and schooled us? I don't remember if it was 87 or 88 or 87 and 88.
It was in the 80s that I had already been talking with Dan about business, like 84, 85,
Right,
the
yeah.
latest already, and introduced to some of the conversations he had with EFC and all those things as
Right.
well. And we were
Yeah.
just,
So those 2 years that you and I roomed together at the Mid-Michigan camp, we spent time with him.
right.
And when I came back to the warehouse, I typed out info call, short version, long version 1, long version 2, right? Put them on I got a desk for the front door of the warehouse, right? And then I put them on and I laminated and stuck them, right? On because after the desk came a telephone.
I'm just gonna say, Dwight, I think it was meant to be memorized. But okay, you could read them too, like it.
Well, no, you had it there for reference, but of course you memorized it, come on, right?
Yeah. I mean, even just having a pad made to record the information down.
Yeah.
And have it like uniform and on the desk and ready to go. Those kind of things, like, you know, people just grab paper, you know, that their whole approach was so club-like, as opposed to, I hate the word professional, because when people hear professional, they think, oh, they charge more money and they don't really teach the martial arts, and they, you know, it had such a left like a bad taste in people's mouths who were training as martial artists. but then they didn't have schools, and they didn't understand what it took to
Yeah.
keep the lights on and to keep your rent paid and so forth. They didn't have those pressures as a student. So when the word became, did he teach professionally or did he just teach in his backyard? Basically even Bruce, at first he was teaching in, small groups and so forth until he opened the school, and he did. And then he had more than one at one time. So like, people don't understand like the transition. It's like Jeet Kune Do. People go, I want to come and learn Jeet Kune Do. Okay. But they don't know how to kick or punch yet. They're a beginner student. They don't know anything about foundational martial arts. You can teach them, telling them they're learning Jeet Kune Do, but even Bruce, he went through 4 inundations of martial art modifications before he said, I'm calling this, Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. But what about when it was modified Kung Fu? What about when it was Jun Fan kickboxing Kung Fu? What about the fight he had that then changed it into Jeet Kune Do? He had all these experiences that were needed to develop what he finally came out with as his final product, or his unfinal product, continual growth.
Right.
And then, we're running a school and we got kids coming in that can't, walk and chew gum, and, you have adults that, have no cardio and no understanding of what it takes to, get in there and bang around and so forth. Unlike Steve, who learned, go in the ring and stuff. I mean, he didn't do that on day one. You had to go through a process.
Right.
So if you didn't have a guideline of some kind to get you from point A to point B, people suffered, and they didn't get it in we'll say, in a way in which they could absorb more knowledge and apply it.
Right.
And that was something that Dan Timlin and Cass Magda taught me together.
Tammy,
And without a doubt. The two of
Tammy-
them, I
Yeah.
give the most credit. Inasano taught me the art, but he didn't teach me how to teach it.
Tammy, in the early days, what kept him up at night?
He wanted to make sure that he had a structure for people to follow. He realized that seminar learning is too difficult for people to really maintain any type of skills. And so he decided that he wanted to organize it and have it in a structure for people to be able to learn it, to just have them be able to be a great martial artist. But also he wanted them to be able to learn more about themselves as individuals and have more personal development along with the art itself.
And
So-
if you remember, Dan also was one of the first persons to name his system. He knew it wasn't what everyone else was doing. He didn't call it, I teach Jeet Kune Do and Kali. He made it the Dan Timlin's American Combat System.
Right.
It was his program. He made a name for it, even though it incorporated a lot of these things.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was definitely very properly structured too.
Yes.
What you described there just now, Tammy, was that part of his definition of success?
Yes, I think it was. I think that Dan knew that there were different needs for different ages and different people that needed, different things from the art. And he knew the arts could offer, it was a great vehicle for people to be able to utilize the martial arts for personal development. And he knew that the art brought out a lot of different things for people. It taught them how to be more confident. And I know that people hear this all the time. It taught them to believe in themselves. It taught them a lot about themselves, and it helped them overcome a lot of obstacles that they otherwise maybe wouldn't have.
Right.
And I think with the structure of the art and then the structure of the business, I mean, at some point you have to have a business structure because things start taking on a life of their own. And they will get out of control if you don't have a structure. So, you can still have freedom within the structure. I mean, it's, Dan and Osano gave Dan Timlin this huge binder. It's like a 4-inch binder of all these notes that he had on from Bruce. It's like, I think it said 1966 Junfang curriculum and
Right.
all kinds of different things. And I actually, I remember sitting down at the table with Dan and Osano when Dan brought him up here for the first or second seminar, and I said to him, I said, Sifu, we've got to organize this. Right? We have to like put this in a progression or something, you know, so that everybody can remember it and learn it. And he goes, oh yeah, Tammy, I know, you know. You know how he is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and so Dan, you know, Dan, I guess I kind of helped press that with Dan, you know, to really get that structure. I helped him put a lot of stuff together.
Right. So he quits being an employee to become self-employed.
Yes.
Things start out, inevitably there's the struggle. So there's stuff that keeps him up at night. Was there a point at which he ever came to you and he says, you know, Tammy, I feel like we can breathe more easily?
What you mean, teaching martial arts?
Yeah, I mean, so in the whole, see, because a lot of people will try to do what he did, and maybe there's an initial success or whatever, but then at the first obstacle, they just quit.
Yeah.
And the school's gone. There's nothing anymore, right? So what was his strategy for sticking to it and going beyond?
Dan always told me that he would never have a quote fallback. He said he was going to make a living at teaching martial arts, what he loved to do and what he just loved. I mean, he was, like I said, immersed in martial arts from square one. And he just said there's no option. There's no option to go this way or that way because martial arts is what I'm going to do. So he said that no matter what, if you just continue to push through and try to problem solve things, he said universal law takes hold and things move out of your way.
Mr. Caldwell, that's that burn the ships behind you thing, right?
And that was one of the, even now that I teach, I pass a lot of that stuff down, but that came from Sensei, because he would always say, what are you doing falling back, right? And we're talking grown up, make sure you have something to fall back. Well, what are you doing falling back, right? You got to persevere. And he's like, that's the transcending the martial arts, even with the Wing Chun progression. It's about removing obstacles out of your way and progressing onto that direct path. And as a student, now hearing all this stuff, like he was the first school I ever trained at where they gave you, oh, you're a white belt, here's what you need to know for a white belt. And then learning how to become an instructor, right? I still have a lot of this stuff down here in my binders, thick binders to this day of a lot of the stuff we would go through. Like you said, a phone call, and he wouldn't let you get on the phone. Like we train every day, right, Mr. Dobyns?
Yeah.
Get up, we'll be at the school at 10 o'clock. All right, how do you do this phone call? How do you do VIP pass? And we'll be training and training and training.
Yeah, it was like just like you train in the martial arts to a point where things happen automatically, intuitively. You know, he trained us the same way on the instructing side. Even from the littlest thing, like if that phone, like I remember we had so much stress over that phone. If that phone rang more than 2 times, oh my goodness. I remember Rick and I were at a meeting once where we weren't doing things the way we were supposed to be doing. Mrs. Timlin starts it off, everything's, you know, normal as usual. And then all of a sudden, Sifu busts out of the office wearing full-on military fatigues. And we knew what was going to happen. We were doing push-ups within 5 minutes of that.
Well, I'm going to have to say this. I mean, let's face it. Michelle, let me ask you a question. How long did you train in the school?
Let's say altogether about 12 years.
12 years. Mr. Caldwell, when you started to now, how long?
From when I started to now, 21 years, if you count.
Mr. Dobyns, your whole life?
Roughly about 31 years.
Okay. And Steve, how long were you there?
It'd be 36 years.
I guess his program worked.
Mhm.
You can say
Lots
that.
of I still fall back on. It's really interesting.
Program worked.
You listen to it, everybody, they talk about the things that Mr. Timlin brought to it. And one of the things he left me with is like, I've never been the person to do a lot of public speaking. Even being the son of a minister, you think that'd be kind of easy. No, it's not. And, you know, it's funny to be able to express yourself to somebody and tell them, you know, this is how you express yourself in martial arts physically. And it's like, once I grabbed the hold of that thing, oh man, I rode that horse big time. It's like, okay, I understood what he was kind of get across to me, how to express yourself as a martial artist and be able to convey it to somebody else and they understand it completely, not just part of the way, because the ones that only get it part of the way, they left that white belt. But I mean, the ones that really stuck to it, they got it. They understood that part of it. And that's the part I love the most.
Yeah, well, he was a very caring person. I mean, I know that. He loved Tammy. I mean, trials and tribulations he went through and always there, you know. And you've had some.
Yes, I have.
And, you know, I'll never forget coming up there that time. And, you know, he was lost without you because he cared so much. He thought, you know, boom, this could be the end, you know, the crushing of his world. And from his martial art teaching to his love for his wife to all of the things that he'd gone through and his own health and so forth. I mean, things change as you get older. People don't realize it. But he loved his students and he loved he loved people. And that's why I think he really did all this.
Yeah.
I'm from North Carolina, so I lived in Michigan by myself. So like even when I lived in Wixom and I had a little tiny Mitsubishi Mirage, he's like, dude, just take my truck. Cause I was moving in an apartment above the school, right? Him and Miss Timlin would come by every birthday. They would give me birthday gifts and cards. They would take all the instructors out to dinner. Right, we'll stay up late at night, and he would share the history of the martial arts with us. So I never met Mr. Woods, but I've heard your name, right? And I think I've seen Mr. Cauliffe once or twice, but you know I heard your name because you would pass that history down to all of us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Instructor.
He was always really good about that. Very, very detail oriented about helping students understand where his perspectives came from. So he would, you know, to some of the higher level black belts, when we would have a class where it was just, you know, just the degrees and higher, you know, he would always talk about a historical thing that would happen, but then he would kind of give you insight as to how that led him to think currently, you know. So it's like he almost like backtracked, like, here's the story. Now here's my perspective now, and this is why, you know. And I always admired that about him. I always thought that was really, really helpful for me as a prospecting instructor myself under him.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Timlin, of course.
All right. So
He was good at communications.
all right. So let's start to wrap this up and just go around again and do like final words. I'll start because obviously you guys all had a much closer relationship with Dan Timlin than I did, but I can safely say, I can definitely say, as funny as it sounds, that info call sheet, that was the literal start of my becoming a professional martial artist, and I got it from Dan Timlin. So in some ways, I would not be here where I am today had he not done that little bit of taking me under his wing.
That's really nice to hear.
Right? Okay, so Michelle?
What are you calling me first for? I don't know.
No, you're second. I went first.
Okay.
I gave you time to warm up.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he was like another father figure to me. He was always, he made me a better person as far as confidence, and it never occurred to him that I couldn't do something. You know, he was just like, he treated me the same as all the other guys in the class. They were both at my wedding. I mean, they were a huge part of my life. I remember when I went off, I think that one picture might have been taken right before I went off to college, because I remember that night, and they had brought in a cake for me and stuff. And even though you know, after I had kids and I went on and I've trained with other people and, you know, gone a little bit different direction, I still, you know, would call them on the phone and, you know, keep in touch with them. And I keep in touch with Tammy, and, you know, we've gone out to dinner and stuff. So they're a very big, important part of making me who I am, I guess, is probably the best way to say it. And I'm just so very blessed that I fell into that opportunity. You know, my father saw an ad in a newspaper. This was before the internet, you know, kids martial arts class starting, you know, $15 a month. And, you know, my dad,
Yeah.
so, yeah, my dad's like, you and your brother are going to take martial arts. And I was like, all right. So we went to the little room on the side of the gym that was over on Pennsylvania Street. And we were there for less than a year. Cause I remember getting my yellow belt there, but I did get my green belt, I don't think, until we went to Beach Street. So I think that was, but anyways, I'm, you know, just getting a chance to meet all of the people in the martial arts world that I have and train with them. And, you know, and I still train with martial arts today. It's just, they're a huge part of who I am, and I'm very blessed. I guess that's the best I can say it for now.
Mr. Dobyns?
Yeah, as far as just closing statement regarding Mr. Timlin, we've talked a lot today about some of the different things that he had to go through, owning different schools and developing his system. And one of the things that I always felt really blessed by from him and Mrs. Timlin is their whole philosophy, outside of just the physical aspect of the martial arts, the mental aspect of being a martial artist, and the things that they would teach the students on a daily basis, from the wisdom of the week to the black belt pledge. Those were all principles that he applied for himself, that he applied in his business and towards his students. And you know, growing up through his program, you know, I trained under Steve Williams. You know, he was my main instructor for many years when I was a kid. And you know, Steve was talking earlier about how it's challenging to be a public speaker. And as a kid, I always looked up to you, Steve. But then when I started teaching myself, as I got into an early adult and continued on from there, I realized that what Mr. Timlin was really putting together was a legacy of martial arts students who choose to eventually become martial arts instructors and then get a chance to give back what they've learned. And it's just been an incredible outlet. And, you know it wouldn't have been possible without Sensei's guidance and his contributions. He made it about us. It was never, about him.
For me, outside of being raised by my mom, there's two great transformative things in my life: basic training for the Army, and then training at the martial arts school. And like Mr. Dobyns says, it went beyond the physical. A lot of it was the mental aspect. And a lot of people that he hasn't met know his name, because I always say, "Oh, Sensei Timlin taught me this. Sensei Timlin says this," right? And so even things like, you know, nobody cares how much you know. People want to know how much you care. And if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to eventually. And to me, as a young person, it's like, that sounds illogical. That sounds opposite, right? But then you just got to have faith, right? Take a leap of faith and try it. And it works out. And like Mrs. Timlin said, you know, once you set down that path, the universe gets out of your way and move all the obstacles. And it's just from putting in the work. A lot of that comes from the philosophical aspect, which that's the only school I ever been to that ever talked about the philosophy, right?
Mhm.
Having healthy human relationships. The thing that stuck with me the most is like, there are people who are amazing fighters, but they're completely dysfunctional in life. And most adults will never have that, get into that self-defense situation. But how do you be a martial artist in life and having relationships with your wife, with your family, how to get things done and be completely functional and organized? So that was some of the biggest things that he taught me.
Mr. Williams.
Yeah, I was just thinking about some of the things that were being said, and probably the biggest one, Rick, you kind of hit on a little bit, because someone told me that, like, I don't know, I'd say about 10, 15 years prior to you even joining the school, about that. They don't want to know how much you know. They really want to see that you really care about what they're doing in their progress. Mr. Timlin, to me, you know, he was always my brother. I always thought of him as that. He's that wiser younger brother. Okay. He's just ahead of his time. You know, it's like whatever you're about to do. I already thought about that. Let me tell you how this works out. Okay, because it's like he seemed a little bit on the clairvoyant side when you start talking about stuff. You're going through. You go, God, I already. It's like somebody had talked about it. Nobody talked to him about it, but he was able to, kind of help you work things through. And I thought that was like super important for me because, like I said, I'm never a public speaker, but yet and still here I am right now. It's like talking to all you guys, even on camera. It's okay, I'm on camera too. It's like, it was never me. And he was able to bring that part out of me that was kind of like laying dormant, and he helped me to express myself as a person. Now people know me, right. The real me, and not the shy guy, the one that's willing to help you understand. And he helped me understand so many different things in so many levels. And Tammy, you've really done the same. Like, I get that. It's like, you get that person that loves to care about you. Sometimes they have to give you tough love so you get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's, sometimes you had to have that. And yes, Chris, I've been through those classes where you had to wear when you came in with the fatigues on and stuff like that. And
yeah.
you just want to be somewhere else, and you want to find that little crack in the floor that you will disappear into. It doesn't happen that way. But I know I will always love and care about him and Tammy both for the rest of my life, because they mean that much to me as people, and then I care about them. I can't think of a better way to end it with it. I love him. Yeah, I really did. Yeah. He's like that's that brother that knew.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Cauliffe.
Oof. I don't know. How do you sum up a man's life in a few words?
Yeah.
And tell people how a relationship developed, a friendship? I feel I was very lucky in life to be where I was at the time, to meet Dan and Tammy. We become very, very close over the years. Dan was an innovator, a teacher, a great practitioner, a true sharer of knowledge with me. He was my brother, and he's gonna leave a big gap in my heart since his passing. The good thing is we still have Tammy. Hopefully we'll see her soon.
Right.
And for my wife and myself, they have been lifelong friends, and I'm sure they'll continue that way till the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
All right. Well, bring us home, Mrs. Timlin.
All right. Well, I think with my relationship with Dan, as we grew from our young years to the years now, Dan was a kind of partner that didn't want his wife to be somebody who followed what he wanted her to do. He wanted me to be a strong individual and be his partner, be, by his side, not somebody that was, submissive or couldn't take care of himself. Dan always wanted me to be that individual, but yet to still be his partner. And that's how we grew. We grew from being, I originally was going to be a veterinarian, is what I was in college for. And then I ended up getting an educational degree. And then Dan said, I want to do this at full time, and I want this to be my career. And I said, well, okay. And I jumped on board and never looked back. So,
Yeah.
And we created quite a life, and it's been a very, nothing's been easy. Everybody has challenges, but we had a great life, and I think we did all right for ourselves. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. I'm putting together a lot of projects. All these guys are helping with those things right now, and there will be more things out there. I'm writing a book, and I'll be writing several books. And Rick Caldwell has been helping with the podcast projects that we're going to put on our website. And then, Chris is going to help with staff development to open more schools. Michelle's been helping with some of the other areas, and we're doing a scholarship fund for underprivileged children. We just got our 501c3 for the nonprofit. That's waiting for the IRS to say okay. So we're doing a lot of projects to continue
Awesome.
the legacy.
Well, whenever you're ready, just call me up and we can do something similar again.
That would be great. I'd love to do that.
Right.
And I thank you all, you guys, for coming on. I appreciate all your input.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
All right. So on that note, everybody have a great weekend. And in all sincerity, Tammy, whenever you're ready, just come back and let's do this again.
Okay, I'd love to.
All right. Okay. Everybody
Take
have
care,
a
my
good
brother.
All right. Talk to you soon, Neil.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks,
All
guys.
right.
Bye-bye, all.
Talk to you soon.
Hey, Annie.
How are you?
I'm good. I don't see you yet.
Okay, let me see what happened with my camera.
That's better.
Here we go.
Okay.
Send it to your email.
So let me ask you this. Elizabeth Vickers, is she to be on camera or is she just to?
She should just be watching. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe Chris Dobyns is using hers. Let me ask him.
Okay. Yeah. This is why Zoom has a function that allows you to choose who you let into the room.
Right.
No, I mean for this guy.
Hey,
I wouldn't let me in either.
what's happening?
Hi, guys.
Right? What's going on? Okay, so what do I do with Elizabeth?
I'm waiting to hear back from Chris.
Oh, okay. All right.
Are we live now? No.
No.
No, not yet.
They let us in early. We're special.
Yeah. So, for me to show pictures, Tammy, I'll have to screen share,
Okay.
right? But you can hold stuff up, correct? To the camera?
I can.
Okay. Neil, do you have anything that you're gonna want to show?
The problem is it's in frame. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm gonna try to get like
Okay.
stuff so you can see it. I can't tell.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I have that. I have that one.
Well, the one I wanted to show was of where am I? Of Dan and Tammy training in the original school.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Can you see that?
Yeah. I have that in a photo album that's misplaced. Tammy, do you have that one?
I don't have that.
$5. Let me see if I do it like this. Maybe I could do it like this. And if I put the light on it, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Let me see something. Hold on.
Okay.
I want that one. Like,
The light's glaring. Makes it worse.
hold on.
Wait.
How about like if I do this?
Yeah.
It's your Yahoo account, right?
And I also have the same picture
We can
that
send
Tammy has of Dan. And I have this picture up here of Chris and Chris and Asano doing some chisao.
All
And
right.
I also have me at the table in Irvine with Asano
Yeah.
and with Vu. And I have Francis Fong training chisao with Lund.
Right.
And Cass and Dan doing axe.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
And over here, which is a very interesting picture of I can't like get it right where I want
You can't
Of-
show all these though.
of Tim Tackett and Alfonso and Inosano and me in the background.
Yeah.
That was I think that was first year. It was either first year or second year. I don't remember.
Okay.
So that's where we met. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I guess we can show some of those. I don't know.
All
You
right.
tell me which ones you want to see, Tina.
Whatever, Dwight, whatever you want to show is fine.
All right.
We can talk about them and then maybe just give them a quick flash or something. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But the ones of Dan and Tammy doing Sinwali in the Torrance school,
uh-huh.
that's pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what we could do? So I'll give you an example of, so this is what I've been, for the past like 2 hours, I've been going through everything that I could find. And then renaming them so that I know where on the computer they are.
Well,
Right.
that'll be a switch.
Oh, that's mean. That's mean.
I've seen some of your videos where you tried to find stuff.
Boy, you know what?
Just
There
kick them
is-
off. Like,
there is no help for you.
Nope. Nor
So-
you. I'll be
Okay. Right. Okay. So let me give you an example of what I mean. Right. So watch this. See. So we could show. Hang on one second.
Yeah. But you-
Did you hear back from them yet, Tammy?
No, I did not hear back from him yet. So I'm assuming that's,
Kat, do you have your camera tilted up
I do.
intentionally? No, I was just gonna ask intentionally. Oh,
No.
that's good. That's good. Much better.
Okay. Right. So Neil, watch this. Right. So you show your picture, and then I show mine.
That's actually almost the same picture.
Right?
Pretty close. Oh, that's great.
You see? So this is pretty much the format. The only problem with this is that, so this is like a slideshow. I just had another idea. Anyhow, we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. Let me just get rid of this one here.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's pretty funny. Many a day I spent in that school,
I know, right?
learning and teaching and training, and
Yeah.
many a day.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. So Dr. Caldwell comes in because I recognize that name, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to just admit Elizabeth Vickers and then see whether or not?
Yeah, if it's not Chris, we'll just delete her.
Okay.
I don't know
Just delete her.
who is Elizabeth.
It's a technical term, Helena.
Yeah.
It's not personal,
You guys are crazy.
right? Okay. So it turns out it wasn't her.
So yeah, so Chris, you're using Elizabeth Vickers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He's helping me out.
We'll
right.
just call him EV for short.
Well, no, we can, Neil, you're
I sent it to you. From-
Neil,
It's
you're
from.
just impossible.
It didn't even come through. I'm
Right, let me
put
find
it up.
this.
Emailed it.
Okay. And
Okay, so,
There we go.
okay, right, yeah, I was just gonna do that.
so serious.
Steve.
It's not it's nothing. It's that, I don't know.
Next. Oh, Dr. Caldwell.
How's it
All
going?
right,
Hi Rick, how are you?
Pretty good.
so, okay, who are we missing? Anybody?
Michelle's not on. Steve is having trouble with everything, so I'm just gonna have him come over here and sit with me.
All right,
Just grab a chair and shut the door, please.
He's been with him for so long.
okay. All right,
It's not me.
Yes, it is you.
I did not jinx. I feel like I'm jinxed. Oh my God. Run into everything.
All right. All right, Steve's gonna sit here with me.
okay.
Because of that social distancing thing, it did not work.
Oh, right, yeah, and poor you're in the state of Michigan, not Florida.
Yeah, they'll come. Let's hope no government officials are
Right?
watching. They'll come arrest you guys.
Yeah.
We'll be arrested.
Oh, man.
They're breaking the law, breaking the law.
Yeah, well, you know how that is. Okay, all right, so y'all tell me when, well, wait. Tammy, we should do this, I guess we should try to do this chronologically, huh?
If you'd like, sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the best way, but then, man, I have so many pictures. No, seriously, okay, no, that's not gonna work.
That's good.
Huh?
Okay, let's do a second round.
Yeah.
Or two.
All right.
This might be a hit or not. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, so, okay, so I will, I'll do a very, very short intro. I will,
Okay.
not the normal long one. And then I think what we'll do is go around the screen and have everybody introduce themselves,
Okay.
right? and then go from there. Hold on, just one more thing I gotta do.
What?
I was running some numbers.
Okay, so man, this is gonna be fun. Neil, you're gonna have, while I look for pictures, sometimes you're gonna have to do some talking, all right?
About what? Your ineptness or
Okay.
about Dan?
Oh, I see. It's going to be like that, huh?
All right,
All
I'll
right.
cover for you, bro. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that, my son. All right.
Do I have a moment to grab some water?
Yeah, go.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're not prepared.
We'll have a little
Teach me
conversation.
anything?
Yeah.
You must be prepared.
Yeah. See?
Mhm.
There
All
you
right, I'm
go.
ready now. Sorry about
Right.
that.
That's fine. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so let me push the button to go live on Facebook, and then I just have to fill in some space, and then it'll let me know.
Yeah, I'm trying to go back over here. It popped up or something. It took forever to fill out.
It should let me know.
You know, it's funny, Dwight. I met Dan and Tammy the week before you.
I wondered about that. I thought you knew him from way before.
No, I met him in CMAA. Remember, I took 2 weeks. You came my second week.
So no. I was there a week before you. And
Oh, I stayed 2 weeks. You left, and then the Timlins came. Is that the way it worked?
so what was 83 Dan's first CMAA, Tammy?
Yeah.
Shouldn't all this be discussed with everybody?
Yeah, we're just trying to get some facts ready.
He actually went to the very first seminar that Dan Osano and Richard Bastilio put on, where they first introduced Kali and the Junfan Jeet Kune Do. They did it in LA. And Dan went to that.
And then he went
And he went to Colorado, and then that was in 1981.
Okay. Zoom has new rules for posting on Facebook. Interesting. All right, just give me 2 seconds. There. That's fine. Oh. All right.
I've been seeing it. Probably got put attachment in some of the text. Screenshot it and send it. Never recently didn't like it. Oh, really?
Neil, you're gonna get a kick out of this.
You're gonna get on Facebook?
Yeah, no, but you're gonna get a kick out of this because Zoom has changed. Zoom has changed its
The rules?
yeah, and so I told everybody we would be streaming on the I Love Jeet Kune Do page, but it's actually streaming to my page. So,
So what happens then?
well, I can rectify that pretty
Okay.
quickly,
Okay.
right?